Decided to do another video, and it's not exactly like a monthly favourites because I can't really afford to be going spending loads of money every month, so instead I want to call it more of like a latest loves, and it just happens to be in October. It was also my birthday this month, so I did kind of go a bit overboard and spend more than I usually would, and I did also go to London, so I've got a couple of things that I kind of couldn't really get anywhere else in the UK. So this is more of my kind of latest loves. So the first thing I got, I kind of spoilt myself, went a bit crazy. Not that this is really expensive, this was only £8, but this is a makeup bag, or technically it's a wash bag, and it's by Paul's Boutique, and it was from Superdrug, and it was £8. I don't know how well it's showing up, but basically it is just chevron and white yellow design, and it's quite nice. For some reason it gets messy really quickly. It does come off, but I just don't know what it is. And then also the inside is kind of disgusting because I repurchased the collection concealer, and as you know the packaging wears off on anything, so it's currently all over the inside of this. But I thought it was very sort of, reminds me of Ted Baker. The Cheap Girls Ted Baker. So that was one thing. And then in Superdrug as well, I then found Tanya Burr's cosmetics. So the first thing I picked up was her lip gloss in the shade Just Peachy. Although I would say this, it's more kind of pink. I don't think there's anything peach about it. And it is, I've already got stuff on my hand, but I'd say it is, it's got a very white base to it. You can kind of see it is quite strong, quite pigmented. If I wear this on its own, then what happens is it looks kind of white with a touch of pink over it. So this I feel like I can only wear if it's over a lipstick, and I do have it on now, but I have a lipstick on and then I put this on. And then I also picked up her nail varnish in the shade Mini Marshmallows, and again it's kind of like a really light pink slash nude. This did take a really long time to dry, and I had to put 3 coats of it on for it to actually be opaque, so it is a really sheer colour. But I'd say they were quite a good price, they were affordable, and I would like to try more, but hopefully have more luck with some other colours. I probably have enough pinks. And then I went to, where did I go? Topshop, and saw that they had some nice bronzers. So this was one. It is called Mohawk. You could get it in like silver or black packaging. I thought silver was nicer. And what I like about this is that it is actually brown toned instead of, like most kind of drugstore ones, they're quite red or orangey, whereas this one is quite brown, and it is a very light shade. So although it looks dark there, I'm very pale and I need something to kind of try and contour, because as you can see I kind of have a big face too. So I have used this to contour. I've got a nice juicy spot here too, but I've used it to contour, and I do have blush on as well. Not the greatest lighting, but you can kind of see it there. But I really like it, and it was only £9. And also I have bought from Topshop previously, and the consultants there said that, well, if you call them consultants, they said that MAC make Topshop makeup. And it is quite good quality, so I will keep repurchasing. I also went to Marks and Spencer's because they have a beauty department, or at least depending on the size of it, the size of the Marks near you, they might have one. Except ours has sort of been changed recently to have more sort of brands in. And they had, their own brand is called Autograph, so there was this blush brush for £3, and it's kind of wider that side, thinner this side. So this is what I've been using specifically with this Topshop bronzer, and I like to put it like this and use the kind of thinner kind of angled side and then blend it in, and I just really like it, and it's quite a nice shape and it's easy to clean, so I like that. And then they also had these lip liners, and this one is called Nude Pink, so it's got the colour with the lid to match it, and then a little brush on the end, which isn't showing up. The brush is okay. I think you use it more for lipstick because these liners, they dry very quickly and they dry quite matte, so it's this one here. And if I rub my finger over it, it's moved it only a teeny bit, but that's because I put quite a bit on. But what I found is that it doesn't really move. So I think if you were like a makeup artist or you needed like a long lasting makeup look, then those liners are really good. Except then when you do put like more of a liquidy product over, that's when it tends to wear off. So after that, I did go to London. It was Westfield Shopping Centre in Stratford. There was a Forever 21 there, and none of the clothes really appealed to me. I did pick up a beauty blender for £3, so it's basically a teeny tiny beauty blender on a stick. I haven't used it yet, but for that size I think it'd only really be good under the eyes, or maybe like for cream products as a highlight, or on the cheeks. But I don't really use cream products because I've got oily skin anyway. But I thought it was interesting, and if I don't use it, it will probably be someone's Christmas present. And then I did also pick up 3 sets of earrings, and they were all studs, and they're quite nice, but they're all scattered around the house right now, so, and they probably won't show up because I'm not filming on the greatest quality. And then I also went to Kiko, and I've never used any of their stuff before. Someone else wanted to go, and it was a really small little store and it was super busy, but they had these incredible eyeshadows. They were £5.39 each, so there might have been some kind of discount going on in store, and mine are just Colour Sphere eyeshadow. So this one is in 05, and obviously the lighting doesn't do it quality, so you probably should look for pictures. But basically this is like a nice coppery brown, it's quite shimmery. I will try and do a swatch. It just doesn't pick it up, it's not really picking up the coppery or the shimmer, but that is lovely. And then I also got a darker one in the shade 31, and again it is quite like a golden shade as well, and I'll put that here, so this one. And then another one, I really wanted to get an eyeshadow from Urban Decay in this really nice dark kind of glittery green, and I just left it and thought, oh, I'll get it another time. And then I found one that was quite similar to it called number 27, so I thought I'd just go with that one, being that it's £5.39. I have just tried rubbing these ones off, so it will look a bit weird, but that's the green one. Again, doesn't really do it justice. You do need to either look for pictures, look on the website, or just go in if there is one near you, then go in and have a look. So yeah, they were just really affordable and really nice. I have worn all of them since, and they don't come across as well on your lids as they do in the pot, unless what I did is I did use a brush and then I used my finger to kind of pat it on, and it did look a bit better. But even then I took pictures on Instagram and they don't show up as good as in person. And then I also went to MAC, and I went in with 2 things in mind that I really wanted. One was a lip liner called, I want to say Strip Down, but they didn't have it, so kind of the next best thing that I got was the one in Subculture. I don't think, it's not like a long wearing one or anything, but this is just quite a sort of nude colour that I'd say is kind of a little bit brown toned. It's this one here. It's kind of, I don't know, peachy brown toned. obviously I just have one light above me, so that's kind of how you're judging it by, but the swatches on the website look quite nice, and then also on Google. Before I buy anything that I can't see in the flesh, I will go to Google. And the lipstick I got is called Kinda Sexy, and it's a matte, and again that is kind of like on the browner peachier side. In the picture right now that I'm looking at, it looks a little bit raspberry-ish, but it's not really. And I've been using the lip liner with it, so against the lip liner it does look a lot pinker, but that's quite nice. It's not as good as I thought it would be. Looking at other people's pictures where, you know, you have different resolutions and everything, and probably didn't use the right terminology for that, but it looked a lot kind of peachier and brighter, whereas it's just kind of, I did think, oh, is it a bit boring? But it looks nice with some gloss over it, or depending on what kind of eye look I want to do. Then I have kind of like a fragrance bit to talk about. So I already have only one Jo Malone fragrance, and then I actually went in the John Lewis bit, they had a little counter there, and I smelt all of them, and the one that stood out to me the most was English Pear and Freesia. Obviously it's quite expensive. This is 30ml and it was £40 for that, but it just smells incredible, I think, as everyone would say about Jo Malone. And I definitely pick up on the Freesia and a little bit of the pear. To me, it reminds me of an elderflower drink, like a fizzy elderflower drink that you would want to pour over your head and smell like. It is really, really gorgeous, and I'd say it is quite long wearing because it's a cologne. It's not a perfume or an EDT, it's a cologne. And whenever I wear this, or even the other one I have, which is Peony and Blush Suede, I do tend to get lots of compliments on it. So, and also I've kept the bag and the box it came in because it's just really pretty and I just want to keep them and do something with them. I thought an idea would be use the box and then up the box lid on the other side to keep jewellery or makeup in, and also the bag. I've seen a really good idea, which is like keep your kind of higher end makeup bags and frame them in like white frames. That's quite nice. So I was thinking of doing that. And then also for my birthday, my brother said, what do you want? And the one thing I wanted I kind of didn't get. Sounds a bit greedy, but it was Benefit Ring My Bella. This is my kind of autumn winter scent. It's really warm. To me it smells like blackcurrants, kind of like a herbal blackcurrant tea is what it smells like, and it is my favourite. This is now my third bottle of it, and I just like to smell it all the time. It is definitely like blackcurranty, quite sweet. It's also quite heavy, but if you like that kind of thing, great. I like it. And then I went to Victoria's Secret, and as far as I'm aware, you can only really get Victoria's Secret in America or in London in the UK, or if you go on to maybe Amazon or eBay, but then I don't trust it because I can't smell it for myself. So the first bit, there was like the Victoria's Secret, and then off to the side was pink. So I got some mists, and I got one called Love Pink. It does smell kind of like a perfume, but very light, very sweet. There's a lot there. It's 250ml. I kind of didn't realise till I got to the till that this was £22, which is very expensive just for a body mist that isn't going to last very long on you and kind of get through it pretty quickly. But I thought, when am I ever going to go back? It's not likely. So I just went for it. And then I got their other mists, which I don't know, these were in the actual Victoria's Secret bit, and they These are £13 on their own, or they had a deal which was 3 for £24 or 5 for £30, and I'd already picked up 3. The 2 girls I was with picked up 1 each, so we put them together. So the first one I have is called Secret Charm. This says it is honeysuckle and jasmine. The mist itself does have a tiny hint of colour, but it's actually like the label on the back that, you know, that you're kind of looking at. And this is kind of like the unique shape for it with the gold like pump. And with this, I can't really smell honeysuckle. I can smell some of the jasmine, but I like wearing this in conjunction with the English pear and freesia because I think there is a similarity between the two, except £13 is a lot cheaper than 40, obviously. And this one, again, it is like, with these you have to wait for the alcohol to wear off. This is how I smell things. It is quite sweet, and yeah, I just want to say I can't really smell honeysuckle, but I can kind of smell jasmine, and it does smell a bit like the perfume I've already got. And then I have Love Spell, which I've used a little bit more of. This one, it says cherry blossom and peach. I can't pick up the cherry blossom, I can only smell a little bit of peach, but this smells like bubblegum. It just smells like bubblegum, which is kind of like, I thought, am I a bit old to be smelling like bubblegum? Is that a bit too young? But I don't know, there's something nice about it. It's become part of my routine now of pretty much as soon as I get in from work, I get in my pyjamas and I choose a fragrance to cover myself in, and it's mainly been Love Spell because it's not like anything I have, so it's a bit more unique from the other things. And then finally, Aqua Kiss. This is Rain Kissed Freesia and Daisy. I can smell freesia, I can't smell daisy. Even when you pick up daisies, I can't pick a smell for that. And this one, again, it's kind of similar to the Secret Charm. Reminds me of the English pear and freesia because they have freesia in. But this is quite crisp. And again, you have to wait for that alcohol to wear off. It's definitely really crisp and sweet. It reminds me of a perfume, I can't remember what it's called, but you might know it, or if you see it then smell it because it's kind of similar. It's in a hot pink kind of bottle and it's quite flat and rectangular. The lid is like a plastic peacock, like the feathers spread out, but it's just clear. That's what it smells like, but as a mist. And then lastly, I just have some books. So I got one for myself. And don't laugh, but it's called How to Be Parisian Wherever You Are. And it's not that I want to be Parisian, but basically I'm kind of on the lookout for some beauty books, and I'm really struggling to find ones worth buying because I feel like they're all the same. They're all telling you the same things, and I'm like, well, by now I know how to apply foundation and concealer and blush, and I have kind of worked out where things need to go on my face and what kind of colours I need to use. So, you know, I don't want ones that are all the same. I mean, I'm sure if we all made our own beauty book, they would all be the same, how to put stuff on. So this was in like the beauty fashion section, and I was drawn to it because I thought it was quite funny. It's kind of a cliche about the French woman and how she's different from every other woman, and it's just quite funny. And there's stuff in here about makeup, about fashion, about food, how to behave at parties. I don't know, I guess it's quite funny, but at the same time it is quite charming to read. Some things I do laugh at, and I think, so basically the Parisian woman is moody, but likes to pretend that she's kind of better than everyone else and is unique, but they're all trying to be the same. So it's kind of interesting, it is quite funny, it even has recipes in there as well. And I like books, and I like this kind of, the pages that have that slightly laminated feel, and the smell of books. I'm sure I'm not the only one who likes the smell of books. And then the last thing before it gets too long, because 20 minutes, God. For my birthday, my boyfriend got me the Divergent book series. So there's all 4 of them there. I'm going to start reading that when I finished How to Be Parisian. And I watched Elle's Literature like a year or 2 ago, and I tried to order Divergent from Amazon in January, and by like mid-February it still hadn't been dispatched, so I just cancelled it. And now I finally have them, and I also got the DVD as well, so I'm looking forward to that, because since I finished the Hunger Games I've been feeling a bit lost, so I needed something else. And then lastly, I just wanted to show, basically, like, I don't get a lot of things fashion related because I am on the larger side. I am slowly doing something about it, before you judge, but basically I just don't buy clothes that often. So I have a dress on which I thought was quite a nice autumnal one, and then I got this scarf. So it is like, it's quite big, there's a lot of it, and it's like folds out to this half scarf, half blanket, and it's like a hot pink with, as you can see, some blue in it, some darker purple, and I thought that'll be quite nice with whatever kind of coat I wear. Although I'm interested to see how other people wear their scarves. I do this hand and then this, but I don't know, is it too chunky for that? I don't know. So yeah, that's kind of my latest loves. Hopefully you like that, and you can recommend some other things that might relate to that. And like I say in probably most of my videos, I will try to do a video more often if anyone watches with other stuff. I do have lots of other stuff that I want to talk about and show, and I'm just a bit lazy really. Also, there's Nibbles, my little teddy. So yeah, I will see you again soon. Bye!